Okay, give me two more
Sure.
what ifs here, and that is the fact is of if faith is not a feeling, what is faith? What is true faith?
Okay. Faith is a choice. Faith is not a feeling. Feelings come as a result of the things we say to ourselves. First of all, I want a true foundation. I want to know Christianity is true. If it's true, I say yes to it. I make a decision. And I think, again, the closest human analogy is this. A woman dates a man dates a woman. They know each other. They think they know each other better than anybody else in the universe, but they're not married until they say I do. All right, supposedly, you got the best facts, you say I do, and you have an ideal marriage. Saying I do is a step. It's a choice, and you do it. Sometimes when you're married, you have bad feelings, and sometimes you have good feelings. We know there are causes for that, and there's things you do about that. But feeling unmarried doesn't make you unmarried, and feeling married, if you're not, doesn't make you married. Emotions are good. Now, this is a very important step, too. Emotions are God-given realities. They're wonderful. They're spiritual alarms. When we start feeling badly, we should stop back and count what's going on. So there's a lot of things going on there, but it's not a feeling. Faith is a choice. I say I do, and I'm married. I say I do to Christ, and I'm saved.
C.S. Lewis, I think, was the one that said he was brought kicking and screaming over the line. You listen to his testimony. He's riding on the bus, and all of a sudden this feeling came over him. And yet it's almost like he went, on a scale of 1 to 100 to 51%. So he was in, but he still had a whole boatload of things he was struggling with. Is that true Christianity? Is that more what we ought to be expecting? Is that you make that commitment and you're saying, shoot, should I have made that commitment? In other words, is there still doubt in there? Is a person saved? I mean, do you know the whole ball of wax once you say, I believe?
Well, ultimately, only God, in the parable, only God separates the wheat from the tares. Only God knows bottom line. But a very common experience of Christians, I've talked to just so many who have gone through this sort of thing, and it's very common experience. In fact, here's how common. I am not aware of an issue that's more common among Christians. When I go out and speak on this subject, I've said, if you have never doubted, please come up and tell me, and I will add you to my list. Over the years, I've had one person, you say, well, they just don't want to come and talk to you. But a lot of these things are in classes where I have 50 students standing in front of me. I know them, and they got to get past my lectern as they get out the door. They'll say things, and I know a lot of them very well. I've had one person in 25 years tell me they haven't doubted. You know what I did even in that case? It was a lady. I called her husband over. I said, has she doubted? Because I figure your spouse will know these things better than you will. One taker. Everyone else has gone through it. Then you go through the Bible, and you see it in Abraham, you see it in Job, you see it in David, you see it in Jeremiah, you see it in the minor prophets, you see it in John the Baptist, you see it in Paul, and you think, wow, this might be kind of common. But the good news here is that the good news has nothing to do with our feelings. We can feel bad, we can feel good. When you're high, that doesn't mean you're saved or unsaved.